Good morning, senior leadership team. I'm Phan and today I will be presenting about the omnichannel optimization strategy. So I will have two main investments that I will be proposing in this presentation, which is the Renew CX metrics and also the prescriptive AI. And I also named it DCEMS with regard to enhance the customer experience in overall across channels. So first, beforehand, I have identified the three main problems that are currently occurring in the Maersk operation. However, today I will only focus on the communication gap, which I believe is the biggest gap. So before we get started, I will give an overview about what is the communication gap. So communication gap is the gap between the promises of Maersk through its digital channels, through its communication, and the actual service delivered to the customer. So here we have some clues about what Maersk have promised to the public about its service. So on this slide, we can see some contrary feedback about the actual Maersk performance towards their customer. So my two core strategies is the first one, low investment, which requires the human-centric service fixes. And I also have the high investment, which is the technology-driven customer analytics. So first start with our low investment strategy. So we will have the human-centered support. This is to enhance the customer centricity of the service delivery. We can see that the complaints show us the over-reliance on AI, on IVR, and chatbots. Therefore, customers are struggling to reach a human agent, and also they can be informed timely and accurately about their recurrent problems. So how can this be fixed? First, for the phone call, we can have the zero gating handoff, which means that we can add a button of speak to human after the third AI prompt. So if the customers have asked several questions, but the AI still cannot address their problem, we can have this button right here so that they can directly talk to a human agent to solve the problem more quickly. And for the chatbot, we can also have an agent handoff where they can be direct to the human instead of to an email. So therefore, this can resolve complex issues faster by prioritizing human efforts. And moving on, we will have better CX metrics. So here we focus on these metrics to enhance the performance of our agents. So we will have these metrics, CES, FCR, FRT, and ASA. Especially, we will prioritize this one because we can see that our customer is experiencing quite high effort talking to the AI or the chatbots, and these we have specific targets. So the first response time would be within 4 hours, and the ASA will we will target it to be less than 13 seconds. Now we will move on to the high investment strategy. So we have driven customer expectation management system, which I also call it DCMS. So this is mainly based off on the prescriptive analytics. So this is considered to be the most advanced analytic of business analytics. And this can go beyond simply the descriptive analytics and also the predictive analytics because it can recommend the optimal course of action where it is a great combination between descriptive and also predictive analytics. But we can also see in this model, we can see that prescriptive analytics is the most complex and also has the biggest value out of all four types of analytics. So how can this system work? So we will have 4 steps in how it will process information. We will have first, it will detect the delay from real-time data, which Maersk has already done, and then they can analyze customer profile. This can based on their the customer's urgency, their shipment purpose, or the communication preference. And the next step is to choose the best response. So this is where the prescriptive analytics steps in, and we can have several ways of responding to this problem. So we can choose to give them detailed explanation. We can update the ETA, or we can give them service credits, discounts, or compensation for the next time. For the last step, we will tailor the responses for different psychology segments. We can segment them into 2 types, which is the lower urgency shipments and the high value and time sensitive shipments. So obviously for this type of customer, we will have more urgent and a more prioritized way of resolving their problem. So to conclude, both these strategies will balance the AI integration and also the human capability. Also, the low investment improves service quickly using the system and better human support. Obviously, in the time of AI and technology, the human position cannot be changed and cannot be replaced. So even though the low investment requires less resources and also finance, however, it's very important to reserve our employees' positions. And the high investment supports long-term transformation using prescriptive analytics and personalization. So the overall goals of these 2 strategies are to close the communication gap and to create a more reliable and consistent customer experience. Thank you for watching.